Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is planner check-in number 11. So, last week was quite a very scary, and let's call it adventurous week for our family. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know this story. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll fill you in a little bit. What I'll do is I will fill you in while I just kind of go through my Moterm personal. I am still using this and loving it. So what I'll do is I'll fill you in on our story while I just flip through it. So also, my husband and son took our gas grill apart yesterday, and I used that Dawn power spray to clean all of the parts because they were greasy and yucky. And now look at my nails. Ugh, I gotta figure that out today. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll just slowly flip through this while I tell you how our scary week went last week. So on Friday, June 7th, so we play outside all day long. Luna and my daycare kids, we're outside all day. There's always bumps, bruises, scratches. What 3, 4, whatever age child doesn't have bumps and bruises and scratches on their body, right? I mean, Luna is super, super active. She has a balance bike and she rides her balance bike all day long. She loves to go in the woods and search for frogs and worms and salamanders and what have you. So Friday night, my son was giving her a bath, and then my husband always stands her up on the kitchen counter and he brushes her, not kitchen counter, on the bathroom counter, and he brushes her teeth. And I saw tiny little scrape. It may have been an inch and a half long. It wasn't even deep. It was just this tiny little scrape on the back of her right knee on Friday, the 7th. And Saturday morning when she woke up, she almost had like a little bubbly, little tiny bubbles around it. And I just thought to myself, oh, I wonder if this is poison ivy. You know, let's see how it progresses. Saturday night, the rash was, maybe this big. Like I said, the cut was, probably, or the scrape, I should say, was an inch and a half long. So, more bubbly rash. And I was like, oh, looks like poison ivy. And my husband had said, this doesn't look like any poison ivy I've ever seen. He said, but, let's just watch it and see. So then Sunday morning, it was a little bit bigger and bubbly. And we were like, that's a little bit weird. Like, we've never seen anything like that. Again, not worried. Kids get into weird things, right? Luna's always in the woods. Maybe it's poison oak. We've never seen a poison oak rash, so maybe it's just that. So Sunday night, it had a little black spot on it. And my husband and I said to our son and daughter-in-law, we don't like the looks of that at all. She needs to go right to the pediatrician first thing tomorrow morning. So they did. They went to the pediatrician. It's a brand new pediatrician in Rochester, New Hampshire. Brand new to us and to Luna in Rochester, New Hampshire. And one of the doctors there saw Luna, and he was wonderful with her. And he said to our son and daughter-in-law, it looks to me like maybe she had a bug bite that she scratched and it had gotten infected. So he prescribed, and my son is also a MRSA carrier, MRSA. He's a MRSA carrier. Weird story that I'm not going to go into in this video, but he got it his junior year of high school from a pair of prom pants. I know, sounds weird, right? You're like, yeah, no way. But he had been dancing all night long at prom and had chafed in between his thighs. And then the next morning, he had a wound on his leg that was the size of a baseball, and a spot in the middle of it that was about as big as my fingertip that was draining bodily fluids. It was disgusting. So he had to be on IV fluids for that, and we discovered it was probably from the prom pants, a rental tux. Anyway, so I when he said it was an infected bug bite, I said, no, it's definitely not that. But he put her on a topical antibiotic, and he put her on an oral. And the topical easily would cover MRSA. And we weren't worried about it. If it's MRSA, it's MRSA. It sounds scary, but we've dealt with it for 16 years with our oldest, and our daughter has it also because our son is a carrier. Just touching things. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into details about it, but read up on it yourself if you'd like to. So she had the antibiotic, 1 dose on Monday, a dose Tuesday morning, a dose Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, a dose Wednesday morning, a dose Wednesday night, and they were using the topical, and it just seemed to get worse. And it almost got worse overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday. So they called and made another doctor's appointment with their pediatrician for first thing Thursday morning. And the doctor who looked at it Thursday morning said, no. This is not an infected bug bite. He diagnosed her with a Pseudomonas infection. If you Google that, it's very scary. She could have gone septic or had sepsis very quickly had we not been vigilant about watching this. Now, mind you, it still really looked like some kind of like poison ivy or poison oak, but it was that black spot that just sent me into panic mode. And so the pediatrician put her on a third antibiotic. And this one was a compound antibiotic that my son had to drive 40 minutes to pick up because regular pharmacies don't make it. He had to go to a compounding pharmacy. And it was an oil-based, so disgusting, you guys. It was so disgusting, the flavor of this antibiotic. So my son drove 40 minutes to pick up this antibiotic. She took it okay Thursday night. I mean, she struggled, and it was a fight between her and my son. But, we knew this could be deadly. Thousands of people die a year from this kind of infection. And so my son was in for the fight. We all were, and she took it, and she almost vomited it up on Thursday night, but she didn't. My husband and I were very, very concerned because she would have to take 19 more doses of this medicine. And we were right to be concerned. Friday morning, my son and I and daughter-in-law and I tried to get her to take that. She had to be on the topical antibiotic. She had to be on an antibiotic that was a broad spectrum antibiotic. And then she had to be on this really gross compound antibiotic that was very, very concentrated and would work for the Pseudomonas infection. And the antibiotic that the pediatrician had put her on had some could have some very, very dangerous side effects like permanent nerve damage, heart attack, permanent joint pain. But you know, we were in it to get this done because I'd rather have her have nerve damage and be alive. I mean, really, that was our thought process. And so we tried to force her to take the antibiotic on Friday morning, and she instantly threw it up. And I don't blame her. It was absolutely disgusting. And so our daughter-in-law called the pediatrician and said, we need to do IV antibiotics. And so they admitted her to not our local hospital, but one that has an infectious disease hospitalist. And so we went there. My son, daughter-in-law, and I brought her there, thinking that my husband could come later and sleep there with us, and that our son and our daughter and her husband would also come and visit, and they weren't allowed to. It was a locked facility. The floor we're on was locked, and so my husband really, really struggled with that, and our son and daughter-in-law, our son and daughter, and son-in-law really struggled with it because we are a very, very close family, and honestly, we really do everything together. So that was really difficult, and then it was really difficult to watch holding our granddaughter down. It was very traumatizing for my son and daughter-in-law and myself. But it turns out that an old employee of mine, he was the one who drew her blood, and he was fantastic. And the nurse who put her IV in got it in one shot, which was great because, all three of my own children that are adults now, they're almost 31, almost 28, and 25. They've all had surgeries and they've all had blood work. And, our middle son, not Luna's dad, but our middle child, he was in and out of Boston Children's Hospital a lot. So, I've had sick kids, and so I've had to hold kids down. I've had a lot of practice with this, but I got to tell you, when it's a grandchild, it just, it hits different. And it brought back some pretty hard things that I thought that I had gotten over. And I guess I haven't, or maybe it just opened a wound. And that's okay. I'm processing through it. But it was hard. It was very hard, but they gave her, so the way this IV med worked, it didn't go through like a saline bag or anything. It was in a syringe, and it went on this small pump. And for over an hour, it slowly pushed the med into her IV because they wanted it concentrated and quick to get into her bloodstream. Because if this infection went into her blood, she would have sepsis. And so they wanted it to be quick. So they did a dose at around 8:30 p.m. and then they did a dose at 5 a.m. On Saturday morning. This last Saturday morning. Saturday, I don't know what day it was, but it was this last Saturday, the day before Father's Day. And her body, they were thinking they were going to have to do a third dose, but her body accepted it so well that they let us go home. And they let us go home on a steroid cream, and she starts another antibiotic today. So what they think happened was that small scratch. It was the perfect storm. That scratch on Friday the 7th was a small open wound, right? Saturday, Luna and I and a daycare dad friend of mine and his little guy, we spent 3 hours at a local playground, and most of it was spent with Luna in the sandbox. And little did I know, sandboxes are breeding grounds for impetigo and lots of germs. So she probably quickly developed impetigo, and that Pseudomonas bacteria was probably also in the sandbox. And so she got sick super, super quick. And you'd never know she was sick. When I say sick, I don't mean, you know, she was in pain and she had a fever and she was crying and, you know, no, it's silent. This infection is silent. So I'm going to tell you all, this is that long story was for me to just say, if you feel like something's not right, follow your instincts, because this could have gone very badly. Very, very badly. She could not be here today had we not followed our instincts. But she is here and she's okay. Thankfully for really good doctors and for vigilance of myself and her really great mom and dad. So anyway, it was a very scary week that I feel like we recovered from it yesterday. My daughter-in-law bought some wonderful steaks, and I bought tons of vegetables, and we had the whole family over yesterday, and we celebrated Luna being healthy, and we celebrated my son being a dad, and my husband, you know, having our 3 kids, and it was just really nice. You know, if you have adult kids, you know how hard it is to get the whole family together, and we're all together yesterday. I'm just so thankful. But let's move on to planners. So, yep, still going strong in this Mo-Term personal rings. I just can't say enough good about it. I can't close it because a lot of the stuff sticks out, and I don't care. This just stays on my desk. It does come with me sometimes. If I'm going to go away for a weekend, or I'm going to be away from my desk for a whole day, which doesn't happen very often because I don't like people and I don't like to go places, it comes with me. But it's heavy and it's bulky, so I don't tend to take it places with me. But if you have any questions about what's in here, you know, I made a bunch of my own dashboards. I made this to hold sticky notes. If you have any questions about what's in here, just ask down below and I'll answer. The next thing I'm going to show you is Luna's memory planner. It's gotten very bulky and I really love it. So I have shared a million times already. If you want to know what the covers are, just, you know, check out an older video. But this is an Aura Estelle Annie Plans Complete Weekly Vertical. These are an Oops in Aura Estelle in Tiki's shop. So if you want one of these, it's undated right now. They're $15.95, I believe. So if you want one, go in and grab one. I need to go in and get one today, 1 or 2. I haven't decided how many I'm going to get because I really enjoy planning in this as a memory keeper for Luna. And I think it would look really cool for me to take it out of this cover when I'm done with it and put it on a shelf and have a whole series of them for her as she grows up. So let me show you last week. So this was last week in this planner. Like I said, it's completely undated. So these dates up here, well, if you look at up here, you can faintly see the days of the week. And then these dates are by Tyrene Design at Etsy. I have a whole year worth of them. I'm using those to date this planner fully. I love them. I love how bold they are. I decorated it last week with all happy scrappy things. These are from Her Name is Savvy. She is no longer in business, but I used those. And then these are Playing with Pizzazz Clouds. And then this washi is Rose Colored Days, I believe. I think that it is. And then, oh wait, no, this, wait a second. That was not last week. This was last week. Goodness. So I did not do good the week prior. This was last week. Okay. This makes more sense. Again, it's decorated with Happy Scrappy, Tyrene Designs. But this is like Happy Scrappy paper. It's a double-sided paper, and all I did was I just tore it, placed it in here. This is a Happy Scrappy sticker on her washi paper. And then this is from Pens, Paper, and Coffee. She has a... Okay, I'm going to blank on what the name of her shop is right now. But if you go to Pens, Paper, and Coffee on Instagram, she has printables, and she has a link on her Instagram right to her printables. So that's what that's from. These are from, all of this right here is from the Happy Planner. But this is just all, you know, how our week was and how things went. And then all of her hospital bracelets that she had to wear. And these are pictures of her hospital stay. So if you look at this little photo right here, I don't know how good it's going to come up, but this looks good. This was yesterday. This is what a tiny, tiny scratch came from. Maybe I'll include a photo on here. But then this is this week. These are all Happy Planner stickers also. So still happily using this and loving everything about it. So today I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to Orestelle and I'm going to grab 2 more of these. I might get tired of it after a little while, but it's undated. I might get tired of it, you know, after using it this year. I might decide I don't want to use it next year, but it's undated. So if I have 2 of them, I'll be able to kind of keep up with using them if I want to. But if I don't use them next year and the year after, they're undated, so it doesn't matter. What I think I might start doing is on the monthly calendars, I might just start throwing extra pictures in there. I don't know though. I don't even know if I'm going to use the monthly calendar even next year. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Although Luna will be in kindergarten next year. So you know what? The monthly calendar might be really great to use next year to do school schedules, school events, days off from school. Okay, I like that idea. So the next thing I'll talk about is my mom's Bujo that I made for her. I started this month, and that's okay. I will do June through December in this, and then I will give it to her for Christmas. My mom is 74 and has everything she could ever want. So this is what I'm doing for her this year for Christmas. I do need to mark the weather. It is a beautiful, gorgeous, sunny day here in New Hampshire. It's supposed to be close to 80 today. Why can I not find my sunshine in here? Oh, there it is. It's supposed to be a beautiful, sunny day today, almost 80. And then the rest of the week is supposed to be close to 90 degrees. This is happening more and more in our area. It used to be our weather was like always high 70s, low 80s, and the low 80s or the upper 80s was very odd. I think climate change is definitely hitting us here in New Hampshire. We definitely have many, many more high 90s, a lot more humidity, a lot more rain than we ever used to. So as you can see, all I'm doing in this monthly calendar is just tracking the weather. And I hand drew all of this. So I'm brand new at this. And then this was the first week of June. And then I went in and put some Happy Planner stickers in here. I'll add some photos. I think I'm going to use Happy Scrappy washi paper to print the photos that I put in here because I want this to stay kind of thin. And then these are regular photo paper ones that I printed on my Canon Ivy because I wanted to get those in of the week before last week. So those are in. These are also Happy Planner stickers. And then this is a happy planner sticker. So this is this week. I decided to do some lavender here. And I think this week what I might do is some more doodles over here. Speaking of doodles, if you are on Instagram, you should follow LA Florals. She's doing a whole daily doodles in the month of June. She's going to do 20 different doodles. Let me show you the ones that she has done so far. I'm no artist, and she makes this so easy. It's crazy. So this is day 6. Where are the other days? I don't know. Wait a minute. Hold on. I think that I pulled them out and put them in my storage. I did. So this is day 2. And then day 3, I'm really proud of that one. Day 4, day 5. So what I do when I'm done with my inserts is I put them in this print pression 30 millimeter ring cover, and then I just store it that way. So this is day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, and then what I'm doing is I'm just putting some LA Floral stickers in here too. And then, so she did day 9 yesterday, which means day 10 probably isn't going to be a doodle. So what I'll do is I'll just add some stickers in here. I also just added a fun quote. So anyway, if you like to doodle in your planners, you should go check out LA Florals. So this is this week. I just write down a little blurb in here about, you know, maybe what we did or any big life events. My oldest brother passed away almost 2 years ago now, and his daughter had a baby last week. My niece had a baby last week. And so this was all very, very exciting and a little bit sad for our family that my brother didn't get to see baby Jonathan. And she named him Jonathan because my nephew and my brother's youngest, he also passed away the same year that my brother passed away. But anyway, that was a really happy event for our family. So I put those in there. So that's how it is. This is Luna's hospital stay photo. But that's what I'll do is I'll just add in some photos on here. And I think I'll doodle around the edge just to make it more of a bougeot versus having, you know, stickers in here. Plus it will also save from too much bulk in this planner. So that's this one, and I'm, again, loving it. Finding that I, you know, can't wait to pick it up and can't wait to do something in it. And then this is my Sweet Freckle Designs weekly diary. Whoops, what have we got going on here? So I'm now using it. I was really great about using it at the beginning of the year. Then I fell off the wagon with it, especially when my Moterm, when my personal rings came into the picture. And then I decided, I think I only put it down for like a month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 weeks I didn't use it. So for almost 2 months I didn't use it. But I started using it last week for to keep track of my social media content. I am shamelessly trying to grow all of my social media platforms. This one in my Instagram. I'm really not too into TikTok. Maybe someday I'll get into that, but right now I'm just not into it. So this is what I did last week, and then this is this week. This is all deco from a book from either Temu or AliExpress. I just use this Right Tech highlighter to draw a line on every week so I can keep track of my Instagram follows. And then I also need to put up here YouTube planner check-in number 11. And so I'll write down how many likes I have. I'm not worried about growing, but I do like to see, what reels get likes and what reels don't. I didn't write down how many likes on any of these. So I do need to go back into my Instagram and see. What I really like to do is the next day, I like to see how many likes I have. It's just interesting for me to, see what the algorithm is doing, see who likes whatever I'm posting. I did have a reel do really well, and it was about books. And so, maybe I do a lot of stuff about books on my Instagram. So, maybe I'll do more things about books. I don't know. I mean, are the numbers important to me? No, I don't lose sleep over them. There's so much more that's important in my real life than Instagram. But I find it interesting. And honestly, I've met some of my very best friends on Instagram. So it's just interesting. It's just a hobby I have. I have a lot of free time on my hands. So it's just, it's what I like. It's what I like to do. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like. If you really liked it, if you want to share it on your platform, I would appreciate that. And if you follow me here on Instagram, here on YouTube or on Instagram, let me know that you follow me, and I will check and make sure I am also following you. So I hope you have a wonderful week this week, and I hope that it is calm, and I hope that you have the week that you want to have, and that if you get thrown a curveball like we did last week, I hope that you have a wonderful support system. And if you don't have a wonderful support system, I hope that you are okay, and that your mental health stays okay. But I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks for watching.